There are rules to the game of life that most people never know exist. They are not taught in schools and you will never hear them talked about in polite conversations. They are forbidden not because they are evil, but because they have the power to completely break down an ordinary life and the comfortable reality it is built on. This journey through 19 of these principles is not for people who are easily scared. It's for anyone who is ready to change from being a passenger to being the active driver of their own experience. If you're ready to have your world turned upside down, let's begin. What you are about to hear is a look into a deep and for some controversial philosophy of reality. These principles come from a body of work called Reality Transurfing, created by a mysterious Russian author named Vadim Zeland. While Zeland has said he has a background in quantum physics and computing, it is important to understand that this is not a scientific theory. Think of it as a model for understanding life, a unique way to view your existence and a set of tools for navigating it. Its power is not in proving it as a scientific fact, but in using its ideas and noticing the changes in your own life. This is not about wishful thinking, it is about a fundamental reset of your relationship with the world. It's about understanding that you are not just a piece on the board, but you might also be the hand that moves the piece. Principle 1. The alternative space. The first and most fundamental idea is the alternative space. This philosophy suggests that reality is not a single straight line, but an infinite field of information containing every possible situation. Past, present, and future all exist at once, like a massive library of scripts for every possible life. In this model, you do not create your reality from nothing. Instead, your thoughts and feelings act like a tuning fork. Through the frequency of your inner state, you select and bring into your life a version of reality, a lifeline that already exists in this space. Your mind cannot see this field, but your intuition, your soul can feel it. Why is this a forbidden idea? It challenges the idea of being a victim of your situation. If all possibilities already exist, then failure and success, poverty and wealth are not final results. They are just the options you happen to be connected with right now. To use this, start seeing your life not as a fixed state, but as a continuous act of choosing. Every thought you hold is a signal that connects you with a matching lifeline in the alternative space. It's not about changing the world, but choosing a different one. Principle 2. Pendulums. The second principle introduces the idea of pendulums. These are not real objects, but powerful structures of thought created by groups of people. Imagine everyone thinking and feeling the same thing, a political idea, a fashion trend, a company culture, a media-driven panic. According to Zeland, their shared mental energy creates an invisible structure, a pendulum, that starts to live a life of its own. A pendulum's only goal is to survive and grow by feeding on the emotional energy of its followers. It does not care if your emotions are positive or negative. Loving a sports team or hating a political opponent both provide the same fuel. The pendulum hooks you through your emotional reactions, draining your energy and quietly shaping your thoughts to match its rhythm. You become a puppet, pulled by strings you do not even know are there. The forbidden knowledge here is that much of what we feel as our own personal justified anger is often just us feeding a huge energy structure that doesn't care about us. To break free, you have to become an observer of your own emotions. When you feel the pull of anger or blind loyalty, do not engage. Do not fight the pendulum. That is just another way of feeding it. Instead, you consciously pull back your emotional energy, let it swing without your push, and this act of detachment takes away the pendulum's power of you and frees up your energy for your own goals. Principle 3. Inner and outer intention. This principle rethinks what it means to achieve a goal by splitting intention into two types, inner and outer. Inner intention is the one we all know. It's your personal willpower, the determination to push through difficulties, to fight and to make things happen through direct effort. It is the energy of a warrior battling the world to get what they want. Outer intention, however, is much less obvious and in this model a more powerful idea. It is not your intention to act, but rather a calm and solid belief that your goal will come to you. It's not about fighting for your goal, but about aligning yourself so the world can bring it to you. Outer intention is what people might call luck or good fortune, but Zeland's philosophy suggests it's a force you can learn to work with. The forbidden secret is that our culture praises inner intention while mostly ignoring outer intention. We are taught that struggle is the only way. The key is to find a balance. You use inner intention to take the necessary steps to walk toward the door, but you use outer intention to trust that the universe will help you open that door, often in ways you could not have planned. You do your part, then let go. Principle 4. The reality mirror. This is one of the most challenging ideas in this framework. It suggests that the world works like a dual mirror. It reflects the content of your thoughts, but with a delay. Think of it like this. What you consistently hold in your mind, your main thoughts, beliefs and attitudes, is the image. The physical reality you experience is the reflection. If you hold an image of a hostile, difficult world, the mirror of reality, after a delay, will reflect situations that confirms it. If you hold an image of a rich, helpful world, your life will start to fill with matching opportunities. While psychology certainly confirms that our beliefs shape our perceptions and actions, this model suggests a more direct metaphysical link. The forbidden part is the complete self-responsibility it requires. It suggests that your reality is a delayed reflection of your inner world. The mistake most people make is trying to change their reflection. They hate what they see in their lives, so they complain about it and fight it. But you cannot change a reflection by yelling at the mirror. You have to change the image, your thoughts. You work on yourself and then patiently wait for the mirror to reflect the new image you are holding. Principle 5. The wave of fortune. Life is not just a random series of events. It moves in currents. The fifth principle, the wave of fortune, suggests that positive and negative events tend to appear in groups. When something good happens, no matter how small, see it as the start of an approaching wave of good fortune. If you react with real joy, you increase the wave's energy and it carries you to another lifeline where more good things are waiting. A small success, if celebrated, can lead to a bigger one. You ride the wave. On the other hand, a negative event can be the start of a destructive wave. If you react with anger or sadness, you dive right into that wave. It carries you to a lifeline with more problems. A flat tire makes you late, which makes you angry, which leads to an argument, which ruins your day. You have been captured by a negative wave. The forbidden knowledge here is that you are the surfer. You can choose which waves to ride. The trick is simple, but not always easy. When something good happens, make it bigger. Enjoy the positive emotion. When something bad happens, consciously break the chain. Do not feed the negativity. Do something to interrupt the pattern. Go for a walk, listen to music, focus on something else entirely. By refusing to feed the negative wave, you let it pass by. Principle 6. Reducing importance. This principle reveals a strange thing. The more desperate importance you give to something, the more you create what Zeland calls excess potential. This energy imbalance, he suggests, activates balancing forces that will almost always work against your goal. When you desperately want something, a job, a relationship, you fill that thought with anxious, needy energy. This is excess importance. It is like gripping a bar of soap too tightly. The harder you squeeze, the faster it shoots out of your hand. In psychology, we know this as choking under pressure. The intense fear of failure can ruin our complete performance. The forbidden practice is to reduce importance on purpose. This is not about giving up. It is about taking on the attitude of a player in a game. You care, but you are not consumed by it. Act as if you are prepared to accept failure. This calm acceptance removes the desperate energy. Treat a huge job interview as just a conversation. See a relationship you want as a wonderful possibility, not the only source of your happiness. By letting go of this neediness, the pressure reduces, and the path to your goal gets smoother. Principle 7. Slides. A slide is a specific mental movie for connecting with a reality you want. It is not just quick daydreaming, it's a vivid, multisensory film where you are the star, already living your goal. You do not just think about having more money, You create a slide where you feel the leather of a new wallet or smell the inside of a new car, experiencing the peace of financial security. You do not just wish for confidence. You create a slide of yourself walking into a room, standing tall and feeling a deep, solid sense of self-worth. The purpose of a slide is to tune your mental and emotional energy to the frequency of the lifeline where that reality already exists. By regularly playing your slide, you are practicing the feeling of being the person who has what you want. This closes the gap between who you are and who you want to be. The key is the feeling. You have to live in the slide until it feels more real than your current problems. Do not just watch it, be in it. This practice done consistently becomes the image that the reality mirror eventually reflects. Principle 8. Induced transition. An induced transition is what happens when your emotional reaction to an event, usually a negative one, throws you onto a completely different and often worse lifeline. It's a powerful and unconscious shift in your reality, started by a pendulum. Imagine you are scrolling social media and a comment makes you very angry. The anger pendulum thrown out its hook. If you bite, if you get angry, type a furious reply and keep thinking about it, you are participating in an induced transition. Your intense negative emotion tunes you to a lifeline filled with more conflict and anger. You have been pushed to change to a more negative reality, all because of one small trigger. This happens all the time. Bad news, a critical comment, a minor problem, each is a potential trigger. They are traps set by pendulums to collect your energy. The forbidden art is to recognize these triggers for what they are, invitations to a worse reality. By the moment you feel that sting of negativity, you have to consciously refuse the change. Take a breath, see the hook, do not bite. You simply turn your attention elsewhere. By choosing your reaction, you are choosing your lifeline. Principle 9. The rustle of the morning stars. This is one of the most poetic principles. The rustle of the morning stars is a symbolic way to describe the voice of your soul, your intuition. It is the quiet, gentle, and often illogical guidance that steers you toward your true path. Your mind works with logic and social rules. It makes pro-con lists. Your soul in this model has a faint connection to the alternative space. It knows which doors are yours and which paths aligns with your heart. This knowing does not come as a loud voice. It comes as a subtle feeling, a quiet hunch, an odd sense of comfort or discomfort. That is the rustle of the morning stars. We are often trained to ignore this rustle in favor of the mind's loud shouting. We choose the logical path that feels heavy over the strange path that feels light. The forbidden practice is to quiet the mind long enough to hear this gentle guidance. This might mean meditation, time in nature, or just being present. When facing a choice, you do not just think about it, feel it. Does it feel open and light or tight and heavy? Learning to trust this faint signal, even when it makes no logical sense, is how you connect with your best life. Principle 10. Goals and doors. This principle makes a critical distinction. Not all your goals are your goals. Society, family, and pendulums are always pushing the goals on you. They are foreign goals. They are the things you think you should want. The fancy career that drains your soul, the relationship that looks good on paper but feels empty. A true goal, in contrast, comes from your heart. You would pursue it even if no one is watching. The thought of it gives you energy. For every true goal, there's a matching door. A path to achieving it that will open with relative ease. When you are moving toward a true goal, it feels less like a struggle and more like coming home. The forbidden truth is that many people spend their lives chasing foreign goals and trying to break down the wrong doors. This is a source of immense frustration and burnout. To apply this, you have to take a fearless look at your ambitions. Ask yourself, is this truly mine? Does it fill me with enthusiasm or a heavy feeling of duty? Let go of the foreign goals. When you align your intention with a true goal, you will find that door begins to open on their own. Principle 11. Coordination of intention. This principle offers a radical way to handle problems. It is the practice of consciously choosing to believe that any event, especially a negative one, is ultimately moving you toward your goal. When something goes wrong, you miss a flight, a deal falls through, the normal reaction is frustration. Coordination of intention asks you to do the opposite. You pause and declare everything is going according to the plan. This is a powerful psychological tool where you change the way you see an event. You deliberately see the event as a necessary and helpful course correction. This is not passive acceptance, it is an active reinterpretation of reality. By refusing to label an event as bad, you prevent an induced transition to a negative lifeline. You stay calm and open to the new path that is showing itself. Maybe missing that flight leads to a chance meeting. Maybe the failed deal protected you from a future problem. Instead of resisting what is, you coordinate with it, trusting that even problems can be part of the path forward. Principle 12. Slides in action. If Principle 7 is about creating your mental movie, this one is about using it in the moment. Slides in action means using quick mental snapshots to instantly shift your state during the day. This is not a long meditative session. It is a 1-second flash of a pre-made image. Before a tough phone call, you flash a slide of the call ending successfully, feeling the relief. Before a stressful meeting, you flash a slide of yourself feeling calm and confident. Before checking your mail, you flash a slide of seeing good news. The purpose is to actively manage your frequency. Life is full of small moments that can trigger anxiety or doubt. Slides in action are your solution. They are a way of preparing the energetic landscapes of your immediate future. You are not trying to control the future, you are controlling your present states. You are consciously choosing the feeling you want to have right now, which in turn connects you with a future where that feeling is justified. Principle 13. Induced goals versus true goals. This is a deeper look at Principle 10, highlighting the need to know the difference between what your heart desires and what pendulums have tricked you into wanting. Induced goals are born from comparison and envy. They promise you to make you better than someone else or to finally earn approval. I'll be happy when I have a car like my neighbors. I need that promotion to prove my worth. Following them feels like an uphill battle because they are not on your natural path. True goals come from your unique soul. They are about your own joy and fulfillment. A true goal does not need to be justified to anyone. The key question to uncover a true goal is, if money were no objective and I had no one to impress, what would I do with my time? The answer points toward your true goals. The forbidden path is to systematically abandon induced goals. This is very scary for the ego. It requires turning away from the noise of the pendulums and listening instead to the rustle of the morning stars. When you have the courage to pursue only your true goals, you connect with the most powerful force in this philosophy, the unity of your heart and mind. Principle 14. Balancing forces. This principle is about a cosmic law of balance, building on the idea of excess potential. Anytime you create a strong, energetic imbalance through judgment, Zeland suggests that the universe acts to restore balance. Excess potential is created by any form of over-evaluation. For example, idealization. Putting someone on the pedestal, the balancing forces will knock them off. Self-criticism. Constantly putting yourself down. The universe may bring people who treat you poorly, confirming your belief. Superiority. Feeling you are better than others. Life will find a way to give you humbling experiences. Guilt. Thinking too much about past mistakes. You might attract situations where you are punished to balance the guilt. Whether you see these forces as real or as psychological patterns. The advice is the same. Stop judging yourself, others, and the world so harshly. Practice being yourself and letting others be themselves. Release the guilt. Replace idealization with realistic appreciation. by walking a middle path, free from the strong swings of judgment. Your life becomes smoother, not because you are controlling it, but because you have stopped creating the problems that invite chaos. Principle 15. The unity of heart and mind. This principle states that the ultimate power source is the alignment of your heart and mind. You achieve a state of solid outer intention. The mind is a strategist. It analyzes and plans. It speaks the language of logic. The heart, in this philosophy, is the center of the soul. It does not think, it knows. It speaks the language of feeling. The problem is, for most people, the heart and the mind are in conflict. The mind says, take the secure job, but the heart feels heavy. The mind says, stay in the comfortable relationship, but the heart feels trapped. When you act on logic while ignoring your feelings, you create an inner conflict that scatters your energy. The forbidden practice is to make the unity of heart and mind the main condition for any big decision. Refuse to move forward if your mind says yes, but your heart says no. Present the mind's plan to the heart and listen. Does it feel light? If not, the plan needs work. Achieving this unity is the master key that aligns your thoughts and feelings into a single, focused beam of intention. Principle 16. The flow of variations. The flow of variations is the path of least resistance. It is how life unfolds when you stop fighting it. The universe, this model suggests, is efficient and always seeks the easiest way. When you are aligned with your true goals and have reduced importance, the flow will carry you forward with ease. Problems start when we try to swim against this current. This happens when we insist on a specific script for how our goal must be achieved. We decide we must get that specific job or that success must look a certain way. This rigid thinking is a product of the mind, ignoring countless other possible easier paths. The forbidden art is to learn to surrender to the flow. Hold a clear intention for the end result, your slide, but be completely flexible about the how. Pay attention to the doors that open easily, not the ones that are locked. If you hit a huge obstacle, do not see it as a failure. See it as the flow signaling a different route. This requires trust. The forbidden art is to learn to surrender to the flow. Hold a clear intention for the end result, your slide, but be completely flexible about the how. Pay attention to the doors that open easily and not the ones that are locked. If you hit a huge obstacle, do not see it as failure. See it as the flow signaling a different route. This requires trust. When you stop struggling and start gliding, life becomes less of a battle and more of a dance. Principle 17. Clean energy. This principle is about the quality of your personal energy. Your intention is only as powerful as the energy fueling it. If your energy is blocked with negativity and drained by pendulums, your ability to shape your life is severely weakened. Clean energy means you are not leaking power to things that do not serve you. It means doing a daily check of where your attention and emotions are going. Are you spending hours consumed by online arguments? That is an energy leak. Holding on to old grudges, an energy leak. Complaining and gossiping, a massive energy leak. Each of these pollutes your energy field and drains the vitality you need for your true goals. Clean energy is a state where your mind is calm, your emotions are balanced, and you're focused on what you want to create, not what you want to fight. The forbidden discipline is to become a very strict protector of your energy. You disengage from pendulums. You forgive the past to reclaim your power. You choose media and conversation based on whether they give you energy or drain you. When your energy is clean, your intention becomes laser focused. Principle 18. The observer position. The observer position is the foundational skill for all the other principles. It's the ability to step back and witness your own thoughts and emotions without being identified with them. You are not your anger. You are the one who is aware of the anger. You are not your thoughts, you are the silent presence watching them. This is the core of mindfulness. Normally we are fused with our mental states. A worried thought arises and instantly we are worried. From this state we are just puppets reacting to triggers. Developing the observer position creates a space between an event and your reaction to it. From here, you can see a pendulum trying to hook you and choose not to engage. You can notice a negative thought and let it go. You can feel the pull of an induced transition and calmly refuse the invitation. This is the secret to self-mastery. It's not about controlling your thoughts, which is impossible. It's about stopping your thoughts from controlling you. The practice is simple. Throughout the day, ask, what is happening in my inner world right now? Just watch. This simple act of detached observation shifts you from being a character in the play to being the director. Principle 19. Living the chosen reality. The final principle brings it all together. It's the art of living as if your goal is already achieved. This is not about faking it till you make it. It's about embodying the frequency of your target lifeline now. You have your slide, your clear mental movie. You have reduced its importance. Now you fill your daily life with feelings of the person in that slide. If your slide is a confident author, you do not just visualize it. You start acting with the quiet confidence of that author today. You make decisions from that place. You carry yourself with that posture. You're not pretending, you are selecting. With every action that matches your chosen reality, you are sending a powerful signal to the reality mirror. The key is to do this with the calm certainty that it is true. And you are just waiting for the external world, the reflection, to catch up. You live from the end, and in doing so, you pull the end toward you. You have just walked through 19 principles that when applied can fundamentally change your life. This is not a quick fix. It's a demanding philosophy for interacting with reality. It asks you to take absolute responsibility for your inner world, to protect your energy, and to have the courage to choose your own path. The journey from being someone who just watches to someone who actively creates is the most meaningful one a person can take. These principles are forbidden only because they lead you away from the crowded path and onto the special ground of your own unique destiny. They hand you back the pen and invite you to write your own story. If this has opened your mind to new possibilities, subscribe to this channel and join a community dedicated to conscious creation. And now a question for you. Looking back over these 19 principles, which one affected you the most? Which one, if you started applying it today, would create the biggest change in your life? Let us know in the comments below. The journey starts now.